www.smalltownmusic.com.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Americans who were on board the cruise ship hit by hantavirus are now back in the U.S. 15 are in quarantine in Omaha, Nebraska, where one person tested positive and is in a biocontainment unit. 2 others are at Emory Medical Center in Atlanta, and health officials say that while there is no threat to the public, local health officials are giving that message. At the national level, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. said,
"We've had CDC teams on it from day one."
But a concern for epidemiologist Dr. John Brownstein, an ABC News contributor, is that passengers who had already gotten off the ship and returned to the U.S. on their own.
Some level of symptom monitoring and ideally quarantining of passengers makes sense here, because we may not know those passengers are infected for several weeks.
President Trump travels to China later today. He'll meet with leader Xi Jinping. Iran expected to be a major topic. President Trump has proposed temporarily waiving the federal gas tax. That would require congressional approval. Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren says
the best way we could lower the cost of gasoline right now would be for Donald Trump to back off on this war that he has started in the Middle East.
the price for Brent crude is up around 3% to $107 a barrel, keeping the national average for gas above $4.50 a gallon. Republican Senator John Hoeven of North Dakota says suspending the tax would help.
You know, I really think the key here is to keep the pressure on Iran and, work. And this is where NATO needs to, our allies need to step up and help us now secure the Strait of Hormuz.
GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen raised eyebrows in offering to buy eBay. The main question was how GameStop could pay $56 billion, and now eBay has formally rejected the offer. You're listening to ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979.
News brought to you this hour by Lee's Old Country Store, Antiques and Collectibles. Located on Highway 22 in Flora, a half mile west of 49 North.
The governor calls it a good day for law and order. 82 and sunny today, mostly clear, and 59 tonight. Another sunny day Wednesday with a high at 84. That's the weather pattern for the rest of the week. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. Mississippi no longer has to redraw the districts for the state Supreme Court, which is why the special legislative session was called. The state Supreme Court said Monday that the order to redraw the districts, which was originally to help guarantee that more black justices could be elected, was vacated, meaning it is not enforceable for now. Governor Reeves says he believes it is an acknowledgement that all people are created equal. The ruling was on the same principle that says congressional districts cannot be gerrymandered for racial purposes. Two little girls under age 5 found wandering around in the Castlewood subdivision Sunday night are in the custody of Child Protective Services, and Rankin County deputies say the parents were found and were interviewed Monday, and that criminal charges may be filed. No names released yet. One of 2 teenagers killed in a wreck shortly after midnight Sunday in Concordia Parish, Louisiana, was from Mississippi. The 2 people killed were ID'd by Louisiana State Police as 17-year-old Michelle Beatty of Natchez and 19-year-old Jacob Bonnet of Vidalia. They were not wearing seatbelts and died when the Infiniti they were in ran off the road and flipped. The trial for former Mayor Lumumba, former Councilman Aaron Banks, and DA Jody Owens is 2 months away, and an order from the court Monday prohibits anyone on the defense team from sharing any information about the case, reports WLBT. The three are facing federal bribery charges. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
This May, celebrate the moments that matter most with something that lasts forever. At Albriton's Jewelry, we're honoring moms, grads, and all of life's milestones with a spectacular Mother's Day and graduation sale happening May 4th through May 16th. Enjoy store-wide savings with up to 50% off select merchandise, including 25% off our remaining Breitling watch inventory. Looking for something extraordinary? Now's your chance. We're closing out our stunning Jude Francis collection at 50% off and offering an incredible 50% off Veragio jewelry. Timeless pieces designed to shine for a lifetime. From elegant necklaces to unforgettable rings, you'll find the perfect gift to say thank you, I'm proud of you, or simply, I love you. Visit Albriton's Jewelry today and make this season unforgettable. But hurry, these savings end May 16th. Albriton's Jewelry, Mississippi's foremost diamond merchant since 1920.
At Albriton's Jewelers.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together.
Jump away,
And good Tuesday morning. It is the Chip Matthews Show here on WIB. Good morning to you, Jenny Howard, Shane Easley, Jeff Thomas, and all of you as you're waking up and getting up and going in the morning at 6:07 going, what the hell is going on? Look, we've been coming on every morning, and finally, it looks like the sun is starting to get up early. We scream at it every day. We scream every day to get you to get up and get out of bed. And now the sun is starting to catch up and be on the same time schedule as we are. Good morning, Will Brown. Good morning, JC Dunn. Have a cup of Joe, and let's give Canton Jackson hell again today. There you go. Man. And I saw where, what month is this? Is this May? So that means that Thursday, in Canton, it's the Canton Flea Market. Woo! Yes. So y'all check that out Thursday. And look, there are good things that go on in Canton. The only bad thing is the government. And the school system and the roads. Yeah, you're listening to the national news, and I was hearing them talking. They were their people. Good morning, Lloyd Travis. People in their minds thinking that if you suspend the gas tax, you won't have money to fix the federal roads and bridges. Now, let's look at that. And this is something that I want you Mississippi lawmakers to take note of. Also, the people of these small surrounding towns and all. If there is there's a gas tax in place federally to pay for the interstates and all of those things. Good morning, Chris Lofton. And that gas tax actually works, and they spent and it's being done, and it's working. If the balance sheet works out to where these taxes come in on gases, we build these roads and bridges and repair them and this, that, and the other. And if that works for the federal government, and which I'd like to see, I was listening to it, I was going, if it actually works just like it's supposed to work, then our roads and bridges in here in Mississippi should be fine. Good morning, Andy Devine. JC Dunn, more opportunities today. The bus put some car windows and Pfeiffer through people's stuff. Huh? I don't know if I read that right or if your AI has gone crazy. Okay, and do I know more about the Flowood market going on to Canton? Now, that's every weekend. They do the Flowood flea market move to Canton. Canton Town is what they call it because there's a law in Canton that you can't own a place called a flea market, in case you didn't know. Good morning, I'm here. Oh, I got somebody downstairs I got to let in, so we'll let them in just a moment. Okay, let me send them a message. Give me. Mm-hmm. And of course, today we're still running solo in the morning because Dawn's father, of course, passed away, and her the services are this Wednesday, so we're just trying to get caught up. The Mass GOP raised our gas tax. That's right. Yeah, the lawmakers of Mississippi who say they don't do anything wrong whatsoever. Okay, all those lawmakers that they raise taxes. They said it's all Democrats. No, that's right. It is all Democrats. You just run around with a Republican on your back. Louisiana heard that. Good morning. Thank you, Micah Goba. But I mean, the thing that you think about here when you think about the gas tax and all the taxes we charge, if the system worked right, the taxes would go toward it. It's just like we have special funding inside the lottery that's supposed to go to help build roads and bridges. Okay, so we should have pristine road. We should have like the Autobahn. I'm sure the citizens of Jackson would love it if we'd get the Autobahn built, since all they do is speed and race and all of those things. But I mean, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense that things can't fall in line. And then, of course, now you got the situation where the Supreme Court came back and said, okay, we're not going to have to redraw the districts for the judicial districts. I understand the difference, y'all, the judicial districts federally. And that was the whole reason for the upcoming thing. Now you've got Tate Reeves in a situation because everybody was going, if we're going to do this, why don't we redraw the districts for our good friend Benny Thompson? Because everybody's just like, thinking, he's got half the state now. Of course, people-wise, they say that he doesn't. But, I mean, physically, he's got everything left of I-55 that is with the river is all the Benny Thompson district. From Memphis, from the lobby of the Peabody all the way down to Macomb is all Benny Thompson's district, Think about that, So you can't say that it's not gerrymandered. And then, of course, when you take in part of Madison County, you take in one half, which is District 4 and 5, which is the what we will call the evil gerrymandered half of Madison County. And don't say it's not gerrymandered, Gerald. It is gerrymandered. And it's gerrymandered to keep District 4 set up for Mr. Banks, who's been in office other than a brief term when he was defeated for over 30 years. And all these people are in place doing all these things. And we sit here and say, well, we don't have a race problem in Mississippi. We don't have a race problem. We have a politician problem in Mississippi. We have politician problems in Mississippi. Good morning, Ricky Gray. And the politician problem is they don't know if they're Republican or Democrat. Because, every time they look at me, they go, Chip, if you would run as a Democrat, you probably could win. Well, then I'd be a liar. But I guess that's part of being a politician in Mississippi is to be a liar. Because, y'all have gerrymandered the districts. You've acted like nobody, this happened out of nowhere. It couldn't have happened. It's been going on forever, y'all. And you know that it has. And you do it to where we can live in a socialist state. And Benny can test his theories that they've now installed into New York City as the Democratic Party and Benny Thompson and the socialist movement that runs across America is working to get in place to do the things that they do. I mean, $1 of our money goes to the United States and we get $2 back. And you go, Chip, that's called investing. No, that's called taxes. And every time you hear something and somebody saying a subsidy here and a subsidy there and things that we need to do, with the economy, everything we need to do is all should be coming out of our pocket. We would give the charity. I mean, the charities have gotten together and people have contacted me about doing a fundraiser at the restaurant for the people out at the that had their trailers and all that blown away this past week during all the tornadoes. And that's charity. That's real charity. And when it comes out of our pockets, and in Mississippi, Hospitality State will be there to give that money away from us. We don't need the legislators to decide who are a bunch of greedy so-and-sos to decide where to give our charity to, because the charity comes from us. Other than that, the taxes that you give away come from us. And we don't have to be forced to give the taxes. We might have to be forced to give the 10% when we go to church. Some people feel that way. Some people don't get in line and do all that. But that's all crazy. Okay, looks like we got a guest this morning. We'll be back to talk some more with him in just a moment. And we'll also be talking about the gerrymandering of all the districts and everything. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. The gerrymandering of all the districts and everything. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call PeopleLease. Let PeopleLease take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. PeopleLease is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust PeopleLease to simplify their employee administration. Visit PeopleLease.com. That's PeopleLease.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, and I want to tell you, I've lived in Florida for over 50 years. I'm a graduate of Tri-County Academy, went there the first day the doors opened. If you're thinking about putting your children into Tri-County Academy and need a place to live, then give me a call. Without a doubt, the Florida expert when it comes to real estate. So if you need a place to live, give me a call. Rita Jensen, Remax Connection. 601-720-4037 or go to my website, ritajensen.net.
Have a large fleet of vehicles? Looking for somewhere to provide routine maintenance? Tired of waiting on an appointment? Ken here with Rapid Oil Change. We accept most local and national fleets as well as 30-day in-house accounts with no appointment needed. We offer maintenance packages to fit any need. Oil changes, wipers, tires, car washes, and more. Have a diesel? No sweat. We carry diesel exhaust fluid and diesel fuel filters. With over 40 years of experience, Rapid Oil is the right choice for your fleet. Stop in today and let us keep your fleet ready and on the road.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here's your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard all around the world and even here in Mississippi here on WYAB. Hit that mic. There you go. Talk. I want to see which one's you.
That's me.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. So we got in the studio with us this morning, Superior Foundation's Services, Todd Sandridge. He comes in
Once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
And we talk about foundations for just a moment. As you all know, we all live on the world famous Yazoo clay, which allegedly is all the problems. But no, that's not the answer to all the problems, because some of the problems just have to do with water and drainage and all the other things. And Todd can come out and talk to you about those problems.
Yeah, it's not always the weathered clay, which Yazoo clay is one of the worst ones. But water's got to react to it, Chip. And, that's a lot of people don't understand. And we're kind of in that between season. You and I talked last month about how completely dry it's been. And it was dry for 4 months and then 5 months almost. And now we've gotten a lot of rain here lately. All right. So when we get a lot of rain, what happens? It reacts a different way. It starts heaving, things like that. So either way, it's almost a tell every time we get, these 2-inch gully washers. We end up getting a bunch of calls for French drains and things like that. If we were talking a second ago about people's retaining walls, they can kind of dilapidate over time. They're not functioning if they don't have a drain. If you can imagine hydraulic pressure that puts so much pressure on a retaining wall, whether it be brick masonry, cross ties. So all that's pushing against it. So there's no lack of work here in Mississippi.
And you use the terminology hydraulic pressure. You're basically not saying there's hydraulics in the wall. You're saying that hydraulic pressure works on water filling up in an area and lifting something or moving something.
It can lift it. It can press against it. It can push it over.
I mean, water's hell. It's going to find a way.
It is. And people, new homeowners, old homeowners alike, we go to so many houses, and it'd be, older guys like us. It could be younger people. It doesn't matter. You'd be surprised how many times I walk around somebody's house or office, and gutters, downspouts are just going right up under the house. Things like that. That again, you take for granted. Everybody's busy. Everybody's, got kids. You got work. You're moving around. But sometimes it's just taking a stroll around the house. You'd be surprised how many cracks and things like that you see and stuff that you need to to put some.
Some people look at that downspout. It comes down on the gutter, and then they say, "Oh, well, it's got the brick at the bottom," and then it takes it out. Well, all it does is disperse the water out. The water soaks into the ground, and then it comes back into the situation that causes this door to open on Tuesday and that door to open on Friday.
That's right. And, and it changes with seasons. People know that. And, what's interesting is, I tell people all the time, if you've never seen a foundation being poured, right? You see there's little footings in there, and those are about 2 foot down. They're about 18 inches wide. And when you look at that, that's what that water's getting up under. So it's not always the surface water, Chip. It's not always what you can see. A good bit of it is underground subsurface water, and that's why we put a lot of subsurface drains, and they're just continuous French drains where that water can hit. It keeps it away from it.
Well, let me ask you this: when they go to build houses, we build houses like tons of them every week here in Madison County.
Absolutely.
Is there enough thought put into the drainage on these houses? Are there certain, because you got some builders that I know will go into that, some just throw them up.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is I mean, unfortunately, like anything else, Chip, it's the price point of the house, right? These guys and they're all good friends of mine.
Right.
I was, and I have been a general contractor for 27 years.
Right.
I did, I've built 1,000 houses.
Right.
Kind of moved more into the specialty market of the foundations and developing and things like that. And even in my developments, we're working, very hard on taking pipes going into storm drains to make sure that these guys have got somewhere to tie in gutters, things like that. But for the most part, no, it's more of a homeowner maintenance issue. You move in there and you've got to make sure that, all those downspouts are going into a drain. There's a subsurface drain around that house going into a storm drain, a creek or something, where when you get those heavy rains, it keeps it from under there. And it's the best insurance policy there is. A lot of people don't want to pay for them.
That's right.
They want that pretty hardware. They want that beautiful light. They want those things, but they don't want to pay, a few $1,000s for a really, really good subsurface French drain. But
and they put up a fence, and the next thing you know, I got it. My fence is floating away. Well, that's because you didn't put a drain out there by the fence.
I got one of those I went to last Friday. It was a fence that was completely eroding because of all the drainage. And look, fences now, I don't know if you price one, but they're expensive.
Oh yeah. And then I remember a problem that they were having out at Lake Caroline for a while there with there was a neighbor, a person that lived on the water side of the road, and on the other side of the road, when they built the home, their water was coming over to their property and washing out their property.
It happens every single day. It is a municipality's worst nightmare. It's an inspector's worst nightmare, Chip. And honestly, no lie, we deal with this once or twice a week. All right, whose water is it? Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your ideal inspector is going to go out there and go, all right, well, water cannot, it's going to run downhill. Right. So there's a neighborly clause. Obviously, every neighborhood, if you're in a development, they've got certain, covenants, but typically whoever's on the bottom is the person who's got to handle it.
The water's coming to see you.
It's coming to see you. Got to handle it.
And so what is that? How does that happen? Does that become their problem?
It does. It does. Now, what we hope and what we like to see, and this couple that I went to their house on Friday, and I've known them for years, and they were actually on the high side, but yet their fence was eroding.
Right.
The neighbor really needs to drain more, because if that fence is eroding, underneath his footings are eroding, and this is probably a $700,000-$800,000 house.
Right.
So I said I would go to him and go, hey, look what this is doing. We don't have to do it. We're on the high side, but would you like to split it? Kind of like a fence, right? If we're going to do it on our property line, you want to split it. Now, do some people say no? That's fine. They'll probably end up, putting a drain in, but a deep subsurface drain, and it was a long way. I mean, you're $6,000-$7,000. It would be neighborly to split it. Now, it just depends on what.
But then you also have the situation where the county and the city and all them need to make sure that the culverts are clear and this, that, and the other. So when the water gets to where it goes, so y'all, even in this situation, it's a situation where you're working with Todd Sandridge and his company. But at the same time, you've got to work with the city and the local municipalities to make sure that they're doing everything they can to help you get your water out. And I'm sure y'all have a relationship with them that helps that situation.
We do.
along.
It depends on what it is. I just heard you speaking of one municipality a minute ago about the government. It depends on their public works department, Chip.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest with you, we do a good bit of work in Jackson, the city of Jackson. But a lot of times they're a little bit slow on cleaning their ditches and their, storm drains and where all the water goes to. So we can have the best drainage there is, but that discharge, whatever it's going into, has got to be flowing.
Yes.
And if it doesn't flow, or if they got stopped up storm sewers or storm drains, and those storm drains are maybe stopped up because ultimately the creek bed is stopped up, right? So,
Right.
I mean, we can only do what we can do on that side.
And then there's always a situation like in Canton. I had a situation that in our neighborhood and on several of the neighborhoods when they retop the roads and they bring it up another inch.
Yeah.
And then they, at the same time, they go ahead and they cover up the drains. They cover them up with asphalt. You're going, what are y'all thinking?
They'll cover the drains up. You know, you'd be surprised how many times we go around someone's house and in the house there is layers upon layers around it in flower beds, you know, and you remulch, and you do it. I do it. You remulch, you don't take the old off. And over time, you know, on a conventional house, right? A conventional foundation, not a monolithic slab, but a conventional, you've built it up so high around it, you've created a bowl underneath the house.
Right.
So, you know, same instance as the roads. A lot of times they'll get up so high, they're pushing that water beyond the storm drains. They're no longer, you know, guided toward those. And then now they're hitting houses.
And then, of course, they're constantly in your yard, your soil's constantly moving.
It's either drying up and shrinking, or it's getting too wet and it's expanding.
And if you don't have, you know, you're bringing in more dirt to do your things, and you do create the bowl. And, you know, you got to think about all those things. And so,
yeah. And a lot of times, you know, a good part of our job is just consulting. You know, we consult maybe a new construction on the front end. And then obviously going into very, very old homes and structures at the end, where, you know, we've spent the last year and a half working on a bunch of old apartment complexes. And I think there's, you know, obviously some private equity money behind these things. You know, you've got, you know, they're redesigning, redoing some of these old apartments, and man, you talking about trying to get some of the drainage right in those over a 75-year period of time is tough.
I went to a apartment complex in South Jackson off McDowell Road once, and this guy, I was Uber driving, and I picked up this guy at the airport, and he says, "I just bought an apartment complex in South Jackson." I said, "Oh, okay, sorry." And then we get over there, and it's one of the newer complexes, and he says, "I bought 15 units." And we got over there, and the ditch behind there, 3 of the units had fallen off into the ditch.
Oh, yeah.
I said, "Well, you bought, this is what you have. You have 12.
Yeah.
The other 3 were in the ditch.
Oh, my goodness.
Completely
Had no idea.
He had no idea. He was in New York, and he says, "I got it on a deal.
Yeah.
I bought this whole complex for $1 million."
There's your deal right there.
I said, "Welcome to Mississippi."
Yeah, it's interesting how much that's going on right now, Chip, and they're flooding money into it, and obviously there's federal money, there's tax credits, there's all those things, and so, you know, those have been really difficult for us because we're going in there with a either 75-year-old conventional foundation or 75-year-old slab on top of just layers and layers and layers of dirt, and you know, having to regrade, put in drains, things like that, and, you know, try to get them back to present code.
Yeah. So, and you do free estimates.
We do every day.
Okay, so give out your telephone number, please.
Yeah, so you can reach us at 601-941-2125. You can find us on the web at superior.ms. 601-941-2125. Just give us a call.
Oh, yeah. Y'all come on in and see them. We're going to take a news break, and we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Oh, yeah. Y'all come on in and see them. We're going to take a news break, and we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda of Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. A lot of wait and see now for the passengers from the cruise ship where hantavirus was confirmed. ABC's Victor Okendo is in Nebraska, where most of the Americans who were on the ship are being monitored.
The first American to test positive being treated inside the biocontainment unit at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. 15 others are being evaluated for symptoms in the quarantine unit here. Once released, they will be allowed to monitor their symptoms at home or remain here for the 42-day quarantine period.
Kuwait this morning accusing Iran of sending armed troops to attack an island earlier this month. This comes as President Trump prepares to depart for China, where Iran is expected to be at the top of the agenda in his summit with Xi Jinping. New inflation numbers due out this morning. Experts think the consumer price index will show prices about 3.7% higher in April compared to last year. That would be the highest in more than 2 years. This is ABC News.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter Agent Jamie Creel in Flora and Ridgeland, 601-992-6000.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
It's road trip season again. Is your vehicle ready? Take your vehicle to Green's Tire and Auto on Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland to get it in tip-top shape before you head out of town. Don't get stranded while you're away from home. Preventative maintenance is their specialty at Green's Tire and Auto. And if your check engine light is already on, then Green's Tire and Auto can tell what's wrong and get it fixed. Before you start your road trip, take your car to Green's Tire and Auto, Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show here on WYB with Dawn McKenzie, who is out on special on assignment, basically bereavement. Her father passed away Monday, and the funeral was Wednesday, and she's preparing for all that, and our thoughts and prayers go out to her. Good morning, everybody. If you got something on your mind, give me a call, 601-879-0002, and we'll talk about it. And I'm just looking up here at something that they had rigged up here at the studio here to, I guess this is for, some of you remember what caller ID looks like. We have a little caller ID box up here. And to show you how old the caller ID box is, there's it's a box with a glue stick. But to put the glue stick in place underneath it, it is they use tape. I don't know why you didn't use the glue stick. And then to show you how old it is, it says Fred's on it. And I don't believe there's a Fred's dollar store open anywhere anymore. Anyway, I just think that's funny just looking at it. But anyway, I'm here. We'd like to thank Todd Sandridge for coming in for Superior Foundation. Y'all give them a call if you got any water problems and soil problems and things that are going on, your house shifting. That's what you call him for, and he'll get it all fixed up for you. Now back to the program. I wonder if he could go help Mississippi rebuild all the roads and bridges. Because, their water problem is what half their problem is on the roads eroding and this, that, and the other. Or maybe he can I'd hate to see the free estimate on that one. We call that a study, and we usually pay millions of dollars for that. So, anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. Y'all, everybody's been wondering about why we're not bombing Iran and this, that, and the other. You know, I already figured it out during the week. And I'm sure as we get closer to the news media is starting to chime into what the situation is. Well, basically, all that oil is blocked up. The oil that needs to go to China so China can do things. And then when they buy that oil from Iran, Iran's got money to where they can do things like buy missiles to shoot at Americans, right? Okay, so now you're figuring it out. And Mr. Trump we've known about it for some time now that he was going to China, Beijing. There it is. So he's going to go over there and say, well, all your oil is stopped up right there. It's gonna be, and my phone's been sending me all of these Dallas episodes all of a sudden. I mean, whole episodes of Dallas. And I guess it's because it listens to the Chip Matthews show every morning and go, Chip, I want to get on it. So it sends me Dallas episodes. And I'm watching the struggle. The episode that came on yesterday was where he had stopped up all the Venezuelan oil and this, that, and the other. He was taking on the OPEC nations, JR was, and he was just in control, had control of all the oil in the world. Well, that's what Trump has currently in his hands, is all the oil in the world is in his hands, because even the OPEC nations that are other than Iran that send oil out, they can't get it out because it's got to come through that strait. Then when you ask England and all those other countries over there that we take care of, yes, we take care of and provide safety and security to come and help us with our problem, they didn't show up. So we'll just go work a deal with China. Maybe China will want to, wouldn't that be something? China and the USA working together to run the world. Ooh, scary thought. But the reason why China needs us is if we don't buy our goods from China, if we stopped buying on Temu and all that, China would be closed. China would be closed for business right now. We are funding the communist nation of China. Oh, and now, of course, as taxpayers here in Mississippi, we are funding the socialist state of Mississippi, which is run by the money that we get from the government, federal government, back to the state. You invest $1 in the federal government, we get $2 back. It's a great deal for Mississippi. What are we going to do to fix our problem? I mean, you got the legislatures, they don't have to have that special session. That $100,000 that they were already putting in the bank to redraw the judicial districts, that was what that was, federal judicial districts. They don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So now we're down to the districts that weren't added to the agenda for the special session, which were the congressional district, because we have 4 in the state. And so we're going to have to do it. They don't really want to mess with that. They don't want to mess with that. These Republicans that we have in office created the free country of Benny Thompson, which shares money with the state to run our federal programs and everything, and to have money to give to all the 501(c)(3)s and all of that, to where they can give that money away with no oversight, because we haven't gone and give Shad White's office the authority to prosecute. We no longer, we don't have the authority in the Secretary of State's office to prosecute. We have to, whatever they find wrong, they have to give it to Lynn Fitch. And if Lynn Fitch wants to do it, she'll do it. If she don't want to do it, she don't do it. It's sort of like when we turned in election crimes to Lynn Fitch to be prosecuted. She sent us back a letter saying, we're not going to get involved with election crimes, especially in Madison County. Okay. And that's the fact. And and we have a letter to prove it. And you sit there and you think about this and you go, well, if we're not going to prosecute election crimes and all that, and anything that has to do with gerrymandering or anything that goes on, that means that the Republican government in place is not a Republican government. They're not out for the people, and the people have no voice. So if we're going to have a special session, Tate Reeves, you tell Jason White and you tell our Senate, Delbert Hoseman, to get over there and fix the ballot initiative. All we need is 5 districts drawn up. I think we have 5 judicial districts. Well, you can just go ahead and say those 5 judicial districts will now be the 5 districts that we use to decide on the ballot initiative. It's not that hard. Or you could just change the law to say the current 4 districts would be the enough for the ballot initiative. And you could give some power back to the people. What's wrong with us having any power? I mean, we just don't realize what the situation is here in Mississippi. We are in a communist state. We're in a socialist state where they tax us and we have no voice into it. We elect people, but we don't know that those are the people that are elected. The whole system is corrupt, especially when you won't go after people that do election crimes. And that's at the top of the chart there. That's at the top of the chart. And you don't know how long it took me to get Michael Watson's office to agree that we needed to go after these people. I had to come and he goes, well, where'd y'all get y'all's list? Where did you get your list of people that had done all this corruption? We didn't get a list. We went and got payroll. We went and got who got paid to work to find out they weren't supposed to be working the polls. Yeah. And so at that point, you couldn't do anything because our list came from your list. Our list came from something that y'all could have been reviewing. That's something that the Secretary of State's office should be looking at all the time. I would think that they would want to catch corruption. I would really think that's what their job is. I mean, if your job is basically to sit there and look pretty, you're failing because I don't think you look that good. But anyway, I mean, that's that. You're not doing your job. Your job is to election integrity. That's one of the jobs of the Secretary of State's office. And your biggest problem with that job is doing your job. And everything about your job, the legislature of Mississippi, in order for everybody to control what you do, is to not give you any power. Now, you can investigate and do all that up, and every election you come out and say, we'll be out there on the streets looking. Well, that's all you do is look. They know that's all you're going to do. Is you're just going to look, you're going to write it down, and you're going to do nothing with it. You never give us a report of the election, an entire report. I bet you if I came down to your office and said, okay, I'd like to see all the phone calls that have been made from, let's say from Madison County during an election, every phone call that came in Madison County, I want to see the log of the phone calls where you wrote down the notes. I bet you they don't exist. I would think for every election because election material in the state, in each county has to be kept, in each election has to be kept for 3 or 4 or 5 years. There's a time period that it must be kept. And your calls into your office are election material. And those materials and reports should be at least copied, sent back to the county, where the county can look at it. Those election commissions could look at the calls that came in. And then when you would go look at a record, it would all be there. And then you'd go to an election commission meeting and they would read the report and say the report from the Secretary of State's office is available for all that want to review what happened in the last election, whether it was good or bad or what was reported to where the problems could be solved. Jesus, Chip, are you the only person that's smart in Mississippi? Am I the only one that knows that you can fix things by just communicating, to taking the notes and sharing the information with the public? Come on, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? So, Tate Reeves, Michael Watson, you allegedly have some position of power here in the state. Attorney General Lynn Fitch, Shad White's already out there on the limb telling everybody we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. Okay. You others join in and say, look, we need to fix the ballot initiative. We need to fix elections. We need to fix the things that are wrong. This doesn't matter about redrawing the states. Everybody in the state, wherever you may live, unless your name is Benny Thompson or you're working at Benny Thompson's office or you work at one of the other congressional delegates' office, if you work in any of the others, you probably don't want to see the lines redrawn. Redraw the lines. Make it simple. Don't worry about the the color of someone's skin when you draw a line. Just draw the line. Then you start the fight. Because maybe that district would not look as bad as it does. Benny Thompson's district could grow, could be better, not be the worst place in the world in America to live, the brokest place in the world. It would not be that way if we would just draw the lines and not look at race. You know, you're at a radio station where you listen to conservative talk, and we have all races represented here at this radio station. Everybody's here. And that's a fact. We control what goes on at this radio station, but we do not control, as the people of Mississippi, we have no way of controlling our legislators because 17% of us get out and vote because they have beat us down to the fact to where we believe that we have no power and we will do nothing. And the more you can't, it gets old having to be the thing, but we need to be like water. Like the same on that Superior Foundation gang where we're talking about water finds a way, no matter what. If it hits the roof, it's going to find a way to drop that moisture to go down, and fix and either fix, corrupt, or tear up. But that's what the water does. It finds a way to get its job done. When we need, as voters, we need to get that way. We need to get the job done, and we can't do it through voting. I mean, we watch votes being manipulated. We watch a judge's race get manipulated to put a person in place on the judge that's a judge. And I like the person, don't get me wrong. But the way that person got into that position and manipulated to get there, that person used to be head of the Senate Finance Committee, and now they're a Mississippi judge, you know, a Supreme Court judge, 6-year term. And what does that mean? That means if anything comes up before the court that had to do with any of the legislation that took place during her time, she really shouldn't be judging it. We'll see what happens when that happens. But when you're on that committee and all of that, and all these other politicians start falling to the wayside for corruption, that's why everybody, I believe, is running for governor. Everybody's running for governor because they feel like if they're the governor, then everybody else will go to jail, not them. They'll figure a way out. I don't know. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. They'll figure a way out. I don't know. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Need to ship something fast, print something now, or wrap the perfect gift? Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt, your one-stop shop for all major shipping carriers. We pack and ship with care, offer private mailbox rentals, copy services, create and print banners, print your photos, lamination, binding, and secure document shredding. We always have a notary available, and we do gift wrapping too. Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt across from Callaway's or online at mailroomgluckstadt.com. Stop in today and get it all done in one place.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple for fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Knock your healthcare needs out of the park with City Center Drugs. Hi, this is Mary Beth Hardy, owner of City Center Drugs, located at the District at Eastover in Jackson. City Center Drugs is your home run destination for prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, vaccines, and even unique gifts with custom gift wrapping. Whether you're aiming to maintain a healthy lifestyle or looking to score the perfect gift, City Center Drugs has got you covered. Swing by today and experience the winning team at City Center Drugs. Visit us online at citycenterdrugs.com and go Braves.
Vans Comics, Cards, and Games is your local sports cards and memorabilia store, plus Pokemon, board games, comics, and more. Get in the game, make history, and own it at Vans Comics, Cards, and Games, Pear Orchard Road in Ridgeland, and at vansccg.com. Better ingredients, better pizza with a better website. Papa John's and papajohns.com team up for the best experience. Save more with Papa Rewards and all the best deals. Order today and enjoy the new specials and Papa's pairings at papajohns.com and at locations throughout the metro.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, I am Chip Matthews. Also would like to thank all the ladies, or congratulate all the ladies with the Northwest Rankin cheer team who were out at Beethoven's last night for their award ceremony and presentation as they showed their trophies off and everything from their state championship. And that was out there last night. They did that out at the restaurant there on the reservoir. And if anybody else has an event or anything coming up, y'all call us up. We'll work something out with you where you can come do your thing. Also, today is lunch. It's pork chops, chicken and dumplings, hamburger steak. Wednesday night is songwriters night. If you wrote it, you can come sing it. You can't come sing somebody else's song. This is songwriters night. This weekend, we have the band all in on Friday night, and on Saturday night, it's Misspent Youth. And Sunday, don't miss the buffet and the band Southern Grass. There you go. They're on their line saying, Chip for governor, Joanna. Have you lost your mind? Is what I would say. I'd vote for him. Ricky Gray, I know you've lost your mind because you'd vote for me too. But, the reality here is this, and before I announce that I'm running for governor, and which that would just really screw things up for everybody. I think that the people in the if you were to find free money in your office, this is something like in our restaurant, you'll find a wallet, let's say every once in a while. My staff will bring me that wallet, and they don't go in it or anything. You bring it to me, and I look at it, and I see money, this, that, and the other, and everything's intact. And then we put it to the side, and we contact the person that owns it where they can come back and reclaim their wallet. We did this at fire. We did it with cell phones. We did it all the time. Cell phone, you pick it up and you look for the line on there that says mom or dad on there, and you call it first. And then, of course, you're always going to find somebody. But the reality is if someone was giving you something and you knew that part of it was wrong, would you speak out? So what I'm saying is these other people that are in these congressional districts, let's say Michael Guess, Trent Kelly, and the rest of them, do you feel that that the state is not gerrymandered? Do you feel that everybody gets a fair shake in the state to be represented by the people? Do you feel that nobody's doing special treatment toward Benny Thompson? I want to know from those people in office, the congressional people in office, why aren't you speaking out saying that we need to draw the lines fairly? Or are you just a career politician that just wants to get your check and go home? Because that's what it looks like. Nobody looking out for the state. You're a congressman and you don't care that we know that we prop Benny up. We know that Delbert Hosemann is one of the key leaders into that. Now, he'll say up and down, oh, I haven't done this. No, the Republican did this. The Republican Party did this. The Republican Party has been doing this for years. And the Republican Party ain't a Republican Party because it's just a rhino party. It doesn't lower taxes. It doesn't try to give back to the people. Other states give money back when there is a surplus. We don't. We don't have it. We send it. We give it to somebody else. So I want to see some people in office that got skin in the game. If you're a congressman in this state, or your congressman is not, call your congressman and tell them to call them and tell them to redistrict this state. They should be the first on the front line because it affects them. You don't want to win a game just because they said you did, do you? We'll be back tomorrow. See you.